Hello, everyone, and welcome again to the Vinyl Community Guncles. This is episode number 22. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Robert Fithen, along with Mike from Hub Tunes, Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, and Richard from Calvin Yazoo. Did it in a different order this time. You just never know what's going to happen on this crazy show.
We're out of control.
Yeah. We'll have our scenario asking what album would you pull. We'll talk about artists or bands where you really only need the greatest hits, but first we're going to review it was my choice, it was my decision, I should say, to have another album picked out of the hat of people that suggested albums on our last stream, because I just thought that was so much fun to do albums that other people suggested that some of us, I mean, we did that one Almendra that none of us had
heard.
So that was,
and we all loved it.
Yeah, that was quite a success. So this time it was picked that we should do Upstairs at Eric's from either Yaz or Yazoo, depending on what part of the world you're in. It's Yaz here in the U.S. Does anybody have Yaz? Okay, Craig has Yaz.
The U.S., but I also have...
Yeah, I have the Yazoo. Do you have the Yaz?
I have both.
Oh, wow. Yeah, nice.
I have Yazoo, but...
track listings?
Yours is bigger than mine. I just had the little one.
Well, that's what the word is.
Is that a 7 or a 12? 10? 7?
It's just a 7.
Okay.
But it is Yazoo.
Yep.
And I don't have any of them.
With a small little hole. All right, so who is first?
I think I would like to start on this one.
Please.
If that's okay. I don't normally just jump right to it, but to say this record changed my life is like a complete understatement. Like, and I will explain. I will explain. So before I heard music like Yazoo and later like Depeche Mode, The Cure, Erasure, so on and so forth, I was listening to Bon Jovi and Motley Crue and my pop divas. Madonna, Whitney, Sade, Janet Jackson. And we had this guy that worked at my dad's Radio Shack. And I'll just refer to him as Douche Nozzle. But anyways, the one thing I can say I'm grateful for is the music that he brought into my life, things that I probably would have never heard of. And he found this record at a freaking like yard sale and brought it in and played it on my dad's equipment at the Radio Shack. And it blew my mind. I'd never heard anything like it. There were creepy elements of it. There were just things that at that point I had never heard in my life. I first heard this album in 1987, so the record was 5 years old at that time. So I have been listening to this record for over 35 years, and each time I listen to it, it is new, it is fresh, it's still relevant. Except maybe one song because of the timing in it, but okay, where am I going? So it also introduced me to one of the greatest voices of ever, and that's Alison Moyet, she's got a voice. She even has an album called The Voice. If you've never heard it, it's a cover album, but check it out, it's fucking brilliant. But and then Vince Clarke, which I also learned of Erasure the exact same year, and it was a few years later that I realized that Vince was part of Yazoo and also Depeche Mode's first record. So Don't Go, that song is sampled as fuck. I think Jay-Z's fucking sampled it. Some rapper has. There's some song called Velcro that's got that line in it. It's just brilliant. Two pieces, like hiding from someone, afraid of the fall. Like, I don't know. But anyways, Bad Connection. I was just kind of thinking when I was listening to the song, like, imagine if something like that happened now, like where you could not connect to anybody. Like, and was she like, and
you
like,
become president.
Right. Well, and just like anybody know what a letter is anymore? Like, write me a letter, And I feel like it was kind of like ghosting before we knew what ghosting was. I before E except after C. I remember it like scaring the fuck out of me the first time I heard it because it was something I'd never heard before. It's not a song. It is a bunch of mumbling. It is a bunch of call the tombs of Andival. Yes, I'm all right. And the dragons came and all this fucking weird shit. Just it's creepy as fuck, but in a really good way. Um, like Midnight got you. Her delivery is just like phenomenal. Um, in my room, the way that they incorporated the Lord's Prayer into that is just it's brilliant. It's freaking brilliant. Only you. I feel like I'm going through the entire track listing here, and I kind of am, but just each song is relevant and just like only you to me is like the greatest love song of all time. It's been covered by 10 million people. Nobody sings it like Allison. Goodbye 70s, that's the kind of one that's like kind of dated, but it's still good, Situation, which is not on the UK version, it was only released single. Yeah, it's not. It's look at your track listing there, it's not on there. Tuesday is on the UK version instead of Situation.
Yeah, that's the only difference, right? It's just that one track is switched
up.
up.
Yeah, the exact same spot. So it was only a single in the UK. That was the song I played over and over and over again. Later, Samantha Fox stole Allison's laugh and added it into one of her songs. I think Naughty Boys Need Love Too, because that is Allison's laugh. That is not Samantha Fox's laugh. Winter Kills. Just oh my shit. There is a BBC version. So there was this box set that came out called Two Pieces, and it's both of their albums. It's a remix record, and then there is two sides. So one is all BBC recordings, and they're just fucking brilliant. And then yeah, it's so haunting and yeah, the deviance of the song, like she's causing, she's getting great joy from someone else's pain. It's just beautiful. Feel like I'm just going on forever, but I just adore this record. I've never tired of it. It's one of those that just is always relevant in my life, and I don't know. I fucking adore it. So I'm so glad that this was picked. And of course, it's fucking perfection to me. So it gets 5 rainbows. There you have it. I blabbed long enough.
Nicely done. Are you crying?
No, I've drank.
No, I mean, when you give your album reviews, you always do like a personal take on it. You always give like your personal experiences with it, and I love listening to that. Yeah. So don't ever feel like you're going on for too long.
Okay.
People can fast forward if they don't fucking like it.
Right, if they don't like it, yeah. I mean, I could have definitely gone on forever, but like I said, if you guys get a chance to check out that BBC stuff, and that box set is still available. I don't have it. I know Shane has it. I have it digitally, but those BBC recordings, they're at another level. It's really hard to explain, especially Winter Kills. Like it's the way, because she's singing it live, and it's fucking brilliant. So I shall be quiet now. Namaste.
Should we have Richard go last because he's never heard this?
You want to do that?
Whichever, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not following Craig.
No, I'm not either.
Not after that review.
Oh, I'm crying after that. I'll go next, actually. I mean, if that's all right.
I'd love it.
So I took notes because I just wanted to take notes.
Me too, and I really don't want to read them now.
Oh, no.
I'm not even sure I could read mine, actually. Okay, so when this album came out in 1982, what was I? I was probably a freshman in high school, and no, maybe a sophomore. And this was not my jam. I was I was the metal guy. I was the Judas Priest. I was the classic rock, Led Zeppelin, the Doors, and and that was the T-shirts and the jean jacket and the pack of cigarettes. And but when this album came out, this is I hate using this phrase, but this was a guilty pleasure for me.
Mm.
I loved this record when it came out, and I don't think I told people. And everywhere you went, this record was in every cassette player in everybody's car. My friend Elisa Lichtenstein, and I'll say her name because she's not watching, but she used to have a Fiero. Remember those little, like, they were like a Firebird,
Me
but
and
they
my
were
Fiero.
smaller.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
that's something else.
and that this cassette was in her car in that player all day long for like 2 summers in a row. We used to listen to this cassette at the beach when we'd go and like hang out, and it was always being played. This record was played everywhere, and it's timeless, and it's absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to go to my notes now. Don't Go, a huge hit. It was a huge hit. 2 pieces, gorgeous. I love that song. Bad Connection, another huge hit. This album is filled with huge hits. Midnight, the best song on the album. Absolutely the best song on the album. It's my favorite song. Her vocal styling on this song is perfect. Absolutely perfect. In My Room is haunting and weird and deep and just, Only You, perfect hit again. Just Situation, another perfect hit. What a great song. Winter Kills. This is the song where you realize that Alison Moyet is special. It's the song where you realize she's going to do more than this.
Yeah.
And just her, it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. Just her vocals, absolutely gorgeous. This is a new wave masterpiece. Is it new wave? Isn't it 92? It probably is a
No,
new
it's
wave
1982.
record.
It was released
1982. 82. I'm sorry.
Well, it's part of the new wave.
It's
I think
of that new
so.
wave.
Yeah, I don't think they. And the dude had the hair.
Yeah, I mean, but it fell into
What
that
hair?
genre of new wave with Flock of Seagulls and Devo, and it kind of all fell into that. But I don't consider it a new wave record. I mean, it's not Human League. It's not. Yeah, but it falls into that genre.
I've always kind of felt like it's more like synth pop.
Synth pop, yeah, maybe, yeah.
It's kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I've always categorized it as. Not to say that I'm right, but
No, you're right. Gary Newman had Telecon out that same year as this, which Robert showed in our last video that he's never heard. Bring Your Love Down, huge hit.
So good.
This album totally holds up today. Absolutely holds up today. I saw Alison Moyet about, probably 6 years ago. And this album was pretty much the entire second half of her show. She played every hit off of it. She was wonderful. Every gay in the village came out to see her. It was a wonderful evening. She's got so many great solo songs. Her album Home Time, which is not one of her like popular solo records, is absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. That song More, absolutely stunning. I love Alison Moyet's vocals. I think she's one of the great singers of my generation, probably all of us. This is a great record. I'm not going to give it 5, but I'm going to give it 4.5 rainbows. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Midnight. Midnight is a great song.
I had tickets to see her, and then she canceled her show.
Oh no!
Yeah,
and I don't think she's. I saw her about 8 years ago, probably 8 or 9 years ago, and I don't think she's toured since.
No, not in the U.S.
Yeah, it's a shame because she's absolutely wonderful, and everyone just loved her. She played at the Park West here in Chicago, which is a groovy little 80s kind of vibe place, and it was a wonderful evening, absolutely wonderful. So, yep, 4.5 Rainbows. She's awesome. Vince Clarke is awesome. Everything. It's great. Don't tell my heavy metal friends I like this record.
I'm totally gonna call them right now.
Please, they're not even into heavy metal anymore.
Okay, so who's next?
You, right?
I don't want to go.
I'll go.
Okay, so it's important to remember that if we all had the same opinion, what a boring world it would be.
That's right.
Absolutely, and that's why we do this.
God, life-changing? I don't want to read this. Okay, so
I think I'm in sympathy with you on this one.
Oh, okay. So I first heard this only once when I worked at Blockbuster, and one of the other people who worked there had it on CD and let me borrow it. And that would have been like 1991, maybe. And I remember I didn't really care for it, and I wanted to, when you pulled the name out, because that's what this was, it was my turn to pick an album, and I said, just go back into the hat. We pulled out, people that had previously chosen albums for us to listen to on our live stream, and this was chosen, and I thought that's interesting because at that time I wasn't as familiar with a lot of the stuff I am now, like Erasure and further into Depeche Mode. At that time I think I'd only heard the Violator album and all that kind of New Order, and I don't think I'd heard any New Order or anything like that, so I wanted to see if I would like it any more now. It starts off with Don't Go. Here's the single for that. Great dance song. Kind of a classic dance song, like Craig said. It's been sampled, over and over again. And I just got to say, Alison Moyet's voice, I mean, that, like you said, that's a gold. I mean, she is, wow. And it seems like I need to get more familiar with her solo stuff. Seems like she can do it all. She's a very soulful voice, but also with the, I don't know. Anyway, she's just got an incredible voice. Very deep, very full voice, and very emotive as well, without sounding like she's trying to impress you with all the notes she's doing or all the vocal cadences she's got going on. It's very human and very emotional, but at the same time, she's got a, musically, she's got a great voice as well. And so we go, the next couple of songs, I think one's called Two Pieces. I don't remember what the third one's called. I took notes, but I didn't write down the names. They're kind of in the same vein, nice little pop songs. And then the album just nosedives for me. That I Before E, Except After C is a waste of my time.
Now he's got his notes for that.
Yeah. I didn't take any notes for Lou Reed last week. This has got 3 pages. It's people don't know, it's not really a song. It's a bunch of conversation bits,
bizarre fucking shit.
What it is. Sequencer and all that kind of stuff. And then you have Midnight and In My Room. Again, you have her voice, but it's really lacking any kind of melody for me. Listening to you guys' review, I don't feel like I listened to the same album. Very, very sparse electronica. It kind of reminded me of those old Casio, those little ones, Casio keyboard players that you'd buy at like Kmart. They were more like toys. And if you hit the demo button, it would just do this. Boop, 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 boop. And that's what that reminded me of. Just kind of like very, very sparse.
It's 1982. Everything sounded like that.
No, and that's coming up. No, it doesn't. A very frustrating listen.
Zing.
It's very frustrating to me to hear this album after the first 3 songs or 2 songs or whatever, because it sounds like somebody is just pouring their heart out, and you've got somebody else in the room playing Space Invaders. Usually I like contrasts like that, where the lyrics and vocals don't go with the music, like the person singing something really sad, but the music is really up-tempo. It gives this kind of urgency when that happens, of like, nobody's paying attention to me, but it just didn't work for me with the way they're doing it here. A lot of cold instrumentation, it can work like that if it's something like Warm Leatherette, or something like I have the clever monotony of Tainted Love, or the Human League, which you just mentioned. It lacks the style and sophistication of the Human League. It lacks the heart and warmth of something like Howard Jones. And it just comes across, like I said, like somebody just hit demo on a keyboard toy, and it's just there's not a lot of melody or anything. They stole the Lord's Prayer thing from Prince. I literally have that right here. He did that on Controversy like the year before, where it's, electronic and Our Father who art in heaven. And the way that they do that, it sounds almost exactly the same, except for he does the entire Lord's Prayer. I think they just do the first 3 lines or whatever and then do it again. I'm getting like evil looks. Look at these looks.
No, I'm just listening.
And then this one over here. God, I told you I did not want to do this. Just overly simplistic kind of stuff. Only You sounds slightly more like, the first part of the album, like Don't Go, but it's not as much, and it just didn't do it for me. Goodbye 70s. I got Fuck You, Ha, You Wish, Tired of Fighting Your Fashion War. That's pretty good for someone who's, all style over substance. I'm talking about Vince Clarke here. Situation, you can tell which songs are the singles because it just comes to life.
Yeah, you can.
And then it just dies again. But that's still not as good as the Don't Go. And it's got a laugh in there. And you said Samantha Fox. Madonna also, Angel. At the beginning of her song, Angels. I don't know if that's her laughing, trying to sound like Alison Moyet, or if it's a literal sample. But it's the wee wee, and I'm sitting on a cloud. I mean, that's the way the song starts. So that was like 2 years later. Winter Kills. They finally turn off the bipping and bopping and try to make more of a landscape keyboard sound, which totally works. I wish more of the album sounded like that. And it's great because this is the B-side of this is Winter Kills, and I didn't even realize that. And it's like, those are my 2 favorite songs on the album, so this is all I need, which will lead us to our next topic when Richard's got his review about, you just need the single, or you just need the greatest. This is all I need. This is all I need right here. I've got everything I like about that album on one small disc. But Winter Kills is, it really showcases her voice. And again, if I had to describe this album in one word, it would be frustrating, because I think she deserves more than bip.
I think you're right.
No,
you're absolutely right, and I think you hear her vocals and you're kind of like, yeah, you kind of want more. You want more, and you understand why she went solo. And
and I want to hear more.
So many great records after that. Absolutely.
I knew Don't Go, and of course that's a great, whatever. And Situation, I've just never been a fan of. It just doesn't do it for me. But I definitely, Don't Go is pretty good. But I'd never really heard her solo stuff, and I definitely want to hear that now. She's like this generation's Dusty Springfield, but she's even bolder and more, more emotive. She's like Dusty Springfield cranked up to 10 or whatever with her vocal. Just the lower register and the sophisticated sound, and that's more like what I'm talking about, not like she's ripping off Dusty Springfield or something. But I will give this 2.5 rainbows.
Shane.
And I don't like Vince Clarke as a person either, so that probably,
As a person?
No, he's kind of a jerk, right?
Yeah, he is kind of an ass bag.
Yeah. So I love that when somebody I don't like that much is a jerk, because I don't have to feel guilty listening to them. Anyway, moving right along.
Okay.
I hate that. I hate when people start their review. I know what's coming with mine, and then we hear this album changed my life. It's like, oh, great.
It did.
Once again, Craig is the sweet and sassy one. Mike is the cool one. Richard is the serious one. I'm the asshole. We all have our roles here. We're all staying right in our lane.
Well, Richard has never heard this record before.
I had never heard this. And so when I turned it on for the first time, my immediate reaction was, wait, what the fuck is this? They're ripping off Erasure. And they're not even doing a very good job at it. So, I started looking up and, some information. And then so I realized, oh, okay, Vince Clarke, eventually went on to be Erasure. Got the hell out of Depeche Mode only after one record, so I don't know if whatever, but this introduced me to Alison Moyet, and I'm like, wow, what a voice, Even with the songs where she is credited with the writing, but she's not singing. The songs were her songs were just so much more interesting, and they had artistic differences, and so they went their own ways. And I think it was the song Midnight that did it, because you've got Alison Moyet's vocals. She's got this smooth, sultry, sexy Lauren Bacall kind of way of delivering the song. And then you've got these synths accompanying her. It's like, it's just, to me, it's just not a match. Just totally out of place. The Bad Connection, the first two songs, my notes say thin. I mean, to me, there wasn't a whole lot of substance, and it was definitely Erasure. I mean, I just heard Erasure right off the bat from that. I before E, except after C. I wrote interesting, different, but a lot of these songs I didn't even write anything down because they just didn't do anything for me, except for the Alison Moyet songs. And it's interesting that how Vince Clarke ended up getting Andy Bell. He advertised for a singer, and their voices match so well, and I think that really helped. So when they went on and did the things as Erasure, because I love Erasure, just about everything they do, I just really love the buoyancy of their music, and I just felt it was weird because this was before Erasure, and my reaction was these guys are ripping off Erasure. Goodbye 70s, it was danceable. Moyet is what makes that song, though. And then Situation, I wrote funky. It's got a kind of a funky groove to it. But yes, I got Big Star next to Winter Kills. I mean, her piano playing and singing with that is just, I mean, wow. That is, if she played a more dominant role on that record, well, of course it wouldn't be what it is then, it would. So I also am really interested in, I've heard of Alison Moyet, but I've never listened to her music, and now I want to start looking up her material in that. The last song, at least on the version I listened to, Bring Your Love Down, it's a Moyet song that Clarke apparently is doing the vocals. And you can tell that she wrote it. You can tell that she wrote the song. I think Andy Bell saved Vince Clarke's ass, when they found each other and started what they were doing, because I think Andy Bell really did bring something in the similarity in their voices. It just really works with it. So the songs that I marked as ones that I really liked, I liked Midnight, but again, the synths to me are just totally out of place. Goodbye 70s was a good song, but Big Stars by Winter Kills. Oh my God, that song was just, I would love to find a 12-inch single of that, just have that song.
Here's a 7-inch one.
All right, yeah.
You can have it.
I will look for that. So, the other songs, they didn't do a whole lot for me, but to me, they weren't. The only one that I thought was probably Bad Connection. It was not bad. It was interesting, even though it is just people talking. It got me listening. Interested. It wasn't like pushing me away. And same with I before E, except after C. So, I mean, I'm going to give it 3 rainbows.
Am I the only one who heard this record when it came out in 1982?
Yeah, I think so.
So I was 5 years later. I mean, I still heard it in the 80s, though. So
I mean, I heard it in 91, so that was a couple of years after the 80s, but
I might have heard it at that time. Other
You might
people
have. Yeah, I'm
playing
sure
it.
you did. I'm sure you did. Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
said,
Don't Go you was still getting played in certain, every once in a while in
right.
dance clubs, and we
It was
played that
in
on the
gay-
radio every once in a
it
great
was
while.
it was in gay clubs like in the 90s. Everyone was
80s
still playing
weekend
it.
specialty type thing,
Yeah.
for the radio.
Yeah.
It's still got 15 rainbows.
There's
that's
a band.
because of you and,
There's a band called
Yeah.
There's a band called the XX. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of them. I don't know if they're still around, but they've released like 2 records. Their first one is really good. It's very similar to this, kind of in that just simplistic sound. Very interesting band, but very similar. Robert will not be looking them up, but they're a very cool band.
Well, like I said, I did, I compared them kind of like the Human League and Soft Cell and the Normal and things like that were out at the time. I just don't think it goes together here. I don't think those synths go with Alison Moyet's voice.
And that's kind of what
I agree with that.
Kind of what I was saying too is like, I don't know. This isn't really a new. And when I think of Human League and Soft Cell, those are new wave dance bands. This isn't a new wave record, but it is. It falls into that genre. But
those melodies they seem like they're really doing something with their synths and trying to, especially like somebody like Howard Jones who's playing it more like a piano. Well, this is just a lot of bip, 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 kind of like I said, like a video game from the time.
Yeah, no, and it was, and I think that's what makes this album stand out from those other records. Like I mean, I can't name a Howard Jones record. But I can name
Dream Into Action, Humans Lib.
Yeah. I Dream Into Action, I remember that one. But
Action Replay, the EP with a remix of No One Is to Blame.
Because
the album version's horrible.
Yeah, Craig left.
Yeah, well.
Craig, come back. Smoking like 5 cigarettes.
Right. God. It's like if somebody came on here and trashed the Beatles or something, or trashed the White Album, or... Well, you guys trashed Pink Floyd The Wall. Somebody did.
Pink Floyd.
I've said that it's not my favorite Pink Floyd.
It's definitely like my 5th favorite Pink Floyd record. That's not trashing.
That's not even my 5th favorite. I mean, it's like way down low. Obscured by Clouds is probably the only one lower, in my book with the Wall.
Yeah,
I used to love it though when it first came out. I loved it. I thought it was great, and then
especially
after a while,
when the movie came out, because the movie came out in what, like 82, 83? We went to see the movie like 10 times. I was absolutely
I used to watch that
gobsmacked by the movie.
Yeah,
never seen it.
But after a while,
you should. Thinking, it's really, really well
this
done.
is just a remix of Dark Side of the Moon and Wish You Were Here.
I don't even like Dark Side of the Moon. I mean, it's great, but it's not my favorite Pink Floyd record.
So I mentioned that all I need from this is this single, and I'm fine because it's Don't Go. On the other side is Winter Kills, which leads us to our next conversation. What groups do you just need the greatest hits? What groups? And I didn't pull anything. I should have pulled records.
I pulled a bunch. I have a bunch of because
I pulled a few,
and they're good compilations. And I have no interest in buying anything else from the artist because I'm perfectly happy with these.
I think a lot of disco would fall into that category for me. There's exceptions like Donna Summer and the Village People. I love the Village People album tracks because of, they've got little gay things going on in there that you can pick out, or full on, totally gay things that are not even, hidden or obscured by, whatever. You got to figure it out. I mean, they're full on. I'm a Cruiser. When I was a kid and heard that, I thought they meant because I had the Cruisin' 8-track when I was probably 7 or 8. I thought he was talking about cruising on a ship or something, which maybe they were on a gay cruise, but no, he's not talking about that. And then the I Am What I Am is blatant. I
the Chrysler PT Cruiser,
right? Yeah.
Yes, it didn't exist yet.
No, I mean I heard the Village People cruising when it was a newer album. We had that 8-track.
Yeah.
I had it on a comp.
That's the
I
one
think
that
I was
YMCA.
5 maybe. But
Yeah,
I
I
am
was
what I am
very
off
young.
Macho Man is blatant. I mean, I did not choose
Yep.
the way I am. People have the right to love whoever they want, that kind of thing. And then their earlier album with all the San Francisco Fire, they got a song called Fire Island, so I think you need the Village People albums and Donna Summer too. But other than that, for disco, I think greatest hits, Casey and the Sunshine Band. I just heard one of their albums again for the first time in a long time, and they've literally got a song on there. I don't know. I don't remember what it's called. It's the first song on the second side of the album called Part 3. And they just literally say the same sentence over and over again. That's the whole song.
I have one KC Sunshine and the Sunshine Band.
I have a KC.
And it's all I need. It's not a greatest hits, but it satisfies my itch for KC and the Sunshine Band.
Yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. And the song is called Let's Go Party. And it's just Let's Go Party.
Yeah,
That's not the
go
one
party.
I have.
Yeah,
Oh, you need this. This has got I'm Your Boogeyman. Shake, shake, shake your booty and keep it
Shake,
coming,
shake,
love.
shake.
How can you not have those?
Oh, see, now
And
you
it's
got
got a
me
rainbow
thinking.
on it.
There
It
it is.
folds out. The
Royce.
gatefold folds out into a full rainbow.
I
Oh,
have this. I have this one.
oh,
Oh.
what the hell?
I'm
That's
sorry.
not KC on the cover.
I don't. Yeah, that's not a very good one.
Do you want to go party?
I think that has don't go on it, right? Please don't go.
Oh, probably.
The last number one of the 70s, I think, or the first
This is
number
the
one.
one
of
I
the 80s.
have.
Bet you don't know that.
Well, I don't have KC, but
Do
I
you
have
want to go
Rolls Royce.
party?
That's the one with "Get Down Tonight" on it. The one that
And
Rich
boogie
went.
shoes.
Yeah,
We're showing
boogie
KC
shoes.
records.
and the
channel's
Sunshine
gone-
Band.
This channel's gone downhill.
Yes,
Possibly.
all you need is the greatest hits.
Well, who wants to go through their greatest hits records then?
Well, I already had Rolls Royce.
Yeah,
in
Rolls Royce.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's all you need.
Yeah,
And
that's all you need.
it's got Car Wash. I am Wishing on a Star. Love Don't Live Here Anymore, which so many people think Madonna. No. Rose did it first. And that's about all you need off of that. But, some that you need a greatest hits, you don't need their albums. Hello, Tony, Orlando, and Dawn.
Yeah,
I probably don't need the
Wait.
greatest hits.
Yeah, I don't need the greatest hits either.
You need Tony
Yeah.
or hit hello, knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me.
Yeah, to make you.
Who's in the motherfucking strawberry patch with Sally? Who the fuck is with her and why?
right. And where's the straw
Has
patches?
anybody
My
seen
mother.
it?
My mother.
What about
used to make
Candida?
us watch their
Candida.
show.
What?
We would watch their show every.
Oh
Sunday
yeah, they did
night.
have a show. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I remember the
With-
show. Oh
with-
God.
Telma Hopkins was in Dawn, right? Wasn't
Yeah,
she
and
also?
then she was
Wasn't
on
she
Give Me a
also?
Break.
She was on Give Me a Break, and she was on.
She
what's
was
that
on
other
Family
show?
Matters.
Family Matters. But, no, there was one other one that she was on.
Give me a break.
She sang. Didn't she sing the?
No, I think No Carter. I think No Carter sings.
Oh, was that no?
break? Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a break for heaven's
Yeah, this is the one with "Who's in the Strawberry Patch."
Oh yeah, what the hell is
God.
so apparently you need
Why
more
do
than
you
the
have
greatest
that
hits.
record?
Yeah, but there are so many good. Stepping Out, I'm gonna boogie tonight. Say, has anybody seen my sweet Gypsy Rose?
I know that one.
Shit,
I'm not
this
gonna-
is some good.
What about
ass-
"Tie a Yellow Ribbon"? That's the big
For
one.
me,
Yeah.
It's my least favorite. You know, Dolly covered that song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Billy
Why-
Crash Craddock covered "Knock 3 Times." Yes, absolutely.
Bass-
Yeah.
Bay City Rollers.
Bay City Roller.
Yeah.
S-A-T.
You know, when I was a kid, I thought they were
Yeah,
on Green
night.
Day.
That they had that hit song when I was in high school, Saturday Night or something
Saturday
like
night. It's a great song.
S-A-T-U-R-D-A-Y. Not.
Do you
And
know
I
that is not on
love-
either one of these?
Oh my God! Does it have "I Only Want to Be with You"?
That's on this one. Yeah. Where's the other one they had
I
that's
feel
pretty
like-
good?
This is all I need of Barry.
Jesus.
I
is
don't
going
need any
on?
of his albums.
I have
Oh,
Barry's
no.
greatest hits, but it's on CD. I do not have
Yeah,
album.
and I mean, this has even got the American Bandstand theme song on it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm a fan of Low.
Bandstand Boogie.
You're a fan of Low, Richard?
I am a fan of Low.
I
So
saw
is my
Barry.
mother. She's 90.
If you go to my Instagram, you can see where I fell asleep, and some friends decided to take a picture and put this in my lap.
Oh.
And made me look like a fan of Low.
You are a
Yeah.
fan of Low.
This is a cutout where they cut the corner off.
I have so
Yeah,
many
I don't.
When was the
none
last
of
time you
this.
played that? Is Mandy on there?
Yes, first song.
Because she came and you left with that.
That
one,
is
whatever.
the one song of his that I tend to skip over.
I don't like any of these.
No, they're awful.
None of them.
I saw him in '99, and it was fantastic.
Weekend in New England. Come on,
Okay.
it's such a
Yeah,
great song.
I touched you.
Craig clearly misunderstood the. It's not what we don't want to hear. It's
Oh no, this is all what I want to hear, and I only need it. I only need his greatest hits, and I also need Skeeter Davis, but I only need her greatest hits.
who is it?
I don't know her. She
I'm
looks
pretty
like my
sure I just
sister
need the
when
45
she
for
was
the
a
end of the
freshman in
world.
high school.
No, gotta
You
get
know
along.
it's the end of the world.
Gotta
That's
get
Skeeter
along
Davis.
without you. Gonna get along without you. Oh, she's so good.
My
But,
sister has a school picture that looks almost
actually-
exactly like that. Same hairdo.
Oh. She also did a.
That's a great. Can we see that closer? Yeah, that's great.
She also
That's
did
classic.
a Dolly Parton cover album.
And her name is Skeeter.
Skeeter Davis.
She is
I
Skeeter
love
because of
Skeeter.
the word mosquito. It was her nickname.
Oh, apparently you found some mosquitoes.
Love his hits, grew up with his hits, but unfortunately his album tracks do not do it. And I think you need more than just this album. You need the double album with 20 greatest hits.
Yeah, that's what I almost pulled that. That was one.
Yeah,
that I
he's a
almost
lot of
pulled.
country people are like that, where
Yes, ma'am.
their album tracks just don't cut it.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
he's
this
one
is-
of them.
This
I
is
was
all I need
surprised.
of him.
I
In
love
Fifth Dimension, that's it.
Oh my
I
god,
have
that's
that
great!
Fifth Dimension.
I came so close to pulling that.
I think you need this though
It's
too.
Peter,
You need
Paul,
this
and
one.
fucking Mary.
You
Oh
need
yeah.
this because
Actually,
it's got
see,
the.
I would buy some of their records, not just the greatest hits.
No, you need that greatest hits, and that's
Who?
it.
No, I
Peter,
mean
Paul,
the
and
Peter,
Paul
Paul, and
Mary.
Mary.
This is the Kenny Rogers compilation that has
How many
5
Kenny-
remakes of his years with the First Dimension, and one of them is just dropped in to see what my
Fifth
condition
Dimension.
is. Okay, this is the
It's about
1977 version where it's a disco,
First edition.
disco psychedelia.
Oh
you
yes,
have
yeah,
got,
I've heard that. Yeah.
you got to check that out. It's only on this album.
Oh, I'm totally
How
gonna.
many
check
more
that
you
out.
got, Craig? Because I probably have
I'll
as
be
many as you
quick.
do.
Like I feel like Andrews Sisters, you need to have them, but you only need their greatest hits.
Oh, that would be a fun one to
Hey,
get. Yeah.
it is so good, and I'm sorry, this makes me think of my mother when I listen to it. So
Boogie
my-
Woogie Bugle Boy is on there.
Oh my God! There's some beer barrel polka. Roll out the barrel. We're gonna have a barrel of fun.
I have that. That's a great album.
What about some fucking Air Supply?
Oh,
You don't
Air
need any
Supply's another
drama.
one. Yeah.
You only need their greatest hit.
When
Keep
you look up
love
the
while you're
word Yacht
shopping
Rock,
at the mall.
their photo is
don't
there.
Nothing at all.
Making Love Out of Nothing at All was the new song on there, so that's not even on any of their other albums.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
there
that's
you
why I
go.
have to have it because I'm making
Gotta
love
have
down
that.
at the mall. Bachman Turner Overdrive. I feel like I don't need any of their albums. I have this.
Yeah, all right. I can remove that from my group because I got that.
Wow.
No, because you got that has the single edit of Let It Ride. That's bullshit.
Oh,
you need the album
I-
version.
Okay, I'll get the album version. What about the?
And they got some good album tracks, Sledgehammer, and
Nah.
This is the
What-
world.
what is that, Craig?
This is the world of the Berry Sisters, and it's
I love the
memorable Jewish medleys.
Wow.
They look like
Hey,
a couple of
hey.
lesbians from a
They're
French
sisters, 'cause
nouveau
they're-
film.
but they sing some fucking Hava Nagila like nobody else's business, and that is what you need. Okay, I got
Greatest
like
hits no one needs.
Mhm. Offspring. I don't feel like I need their albums, but their greatest hits is just fine with me.
Huh.
Another one. I don't feel Basement Jacks. I don't need their album, but this has got the hit. This is the singles, and that's got everything. This got, what's that song I love on here? Oh my gosh.
Does it have Where's Your Head At?
Yes, it does. Jump and Shout, Red Alert. Like, the only one it's missing is the song that they did. It's the song they did with Susie Sue's. That's not on there. Don't be hating, but I do also feel like this is all I need of Eminem. Because I really don't need anything by him. But my great niece, who may she rest in peace, adored Eminem. So I actually got this when I was coming home from her funeral. And so she loved Eminem. I don't like a lot of it, but I will forever, like, I have this, like, I don't need any of his albums. I have this has,
That's good enough.
I love that you went record shopping after her funeral.
it's because I got stuck in Dallas for 4 days because
Ew,
the
God.
flights
I'm
kept getting
sorry.
canceled. And I spent 4 days in Dallas at a freaking hotel. There was a Whataburger next door. I had Whataburger every day. And then this is the one that's probably going to piss all you bitches off. But in my opinion, this is all I need. I don't need anything else.
Oh, okay. Well, fine then. I'm glad I did that fucking Yazoo review just for that. That's a third of their career, by the way. What?
It has all the songs I like by them. It has all the songs I like by them. I don't need anything more.
It doesn't have anything from the 70s. Except for Brown Sugar.
Yeah, and I mean, it's got my Jumpin' Jack Flash. It's got my Brown Sugar. It's got, what is my other?
For a long time, that was the only Stones album I had for a really, really long time.
And actually, it's awesome 1971, so there are a few hits from the set. Because
I said Brown Sugar and I think Wild Horses is on there too.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But yeah, it doesn't have Miss You or Start Me Up or any of those later. Which Start Me Up isn't my favorite. It doesn't have Hang Fire. It doesn't have
Yeah, but that's 80s. Even
it's only rock and roll.
It doesn't have anything from Exile on Main Street.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a different label. That's why
I knew I was going to.
It's also
the
back photo on that is absolutely fantastic, where Charlie's just like standing out in front of him. I love that photo.
Oh, that.
Yeah, I absolutely love that, and they're all just like hanging out. Where the fuck are they? That's great. I love that.
They're in my backyard.
Really?
They came over for tea and crumpet.
Is that the end of your records, Craig?
Yeah, I'm done. I'll shut the fuck up now.
Because I've got a shitload to go through here.
Oh my god, I pulled 4.
I'm pulling as we go.
I guess I need to, right?
Marty Robbins.
What the hell is that? Oh,
Marty Robbins, greatest hits.
Gunslingers.
Biggest hits, actually.
No.
That's all I need of Marty Robbins.
This is a really good one too, though. This is a double one, and this really has everything you need. I mean,
okay.
No, the Gunslingers, the first
is Big Iron on that
Yes.
Marty Robbins record?
It's on this one.
That's one of my partner's favorite songs. He loves that song, Big
I
Iron.
never understood that as a kid. I thought this guy was walking around with an iron on. Like,
he loves that
in
song.
case somebody gets a wrinkle, I got an iron on my hip. I'm here
when we first met, he told me, he's like, I love that Marty Robbins song, Big Iron. I was like, what?
James Taylor.
Yeah, that's all you need.
That's all I need.
Yeah, that's all you need. Maybe
I mean,
Sweet Baby James.
I was going to say, I just heard Sweet Baby James, and I thought that was pretty good all the way through.
It's a great record, yeah.
But otherwise,
his later Columbia
is,
stuff
it satisfies my itch.
I like the one with him.
This one, Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys. I don't need anything else. This is a great compilation. Silver MGM, because it is a white label at MGM. I mean, because it's a promo. This is all I need. A Patsy Cline.
Oh,
and this is a great compilation.
It's a really good one.
Comp. It's really good.
Yeah,
I love this record.
I think that's a theme with country albums. Is you basically need a great. There's obviously a lot of exceptions, but most of them
Oh,
you
that's
need a
a
compilation.
wonderful comp, Richard.
Yeah,
Yes.
this one here,
Yeah.
Something's Got a Hold on Me, the Argo and
Yeah, it's
Chess
great.
recordings.
Look at her.
Yeah, but
Look at
it
her.
is more than that.
It is an amazing,
No, that's a
amazing.
great comp. Oh, I should have pulled that too. Damn it. Well, you did, so it's okay.
This is all I really need from Mott the Hoople, their greatest hits record here. It's a great compilation of their hits.
Yeah.
All really strong, you know, all the good ones, all the young dudes, all the way from Memphis, Honolulu Boogie, Roll Away the Stone, the Golden Age of Rock and Roll, born late 58. Hey, it's, you know, covered. This is probably the most perfect. No, this is probably a perfect greatest hits album, and that's this particular greatest hits of the Hollies, because of the way it is ordered, and it's just really, really good. The sequencing of the songs is just really well put together. They have a lot of greatest hits albums, but this is the one, to me, this is the one to have.
It's a strange sequence too, because it plays out. It's in a weird chronological order where it starts out older, gets newer. The side ends,
and it gets older,
right? And then it starts getting older and older. And I love the cover where they each have the songs are represented and they're even numbered, so you can tell which photo goes with which song.
Yeah, it's really ingenious the way they put it together. This Zombies greatest hits. I don't have any need to get any individual zombie albums.
I mean, Odyssey and Oracle, you have to have.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
But anything on that record is probably on the greatest hits. So
probably.
You're good with that. You're good.
This is a compilation that of Eddie Cochran, but of the it's on the United Artists Legendary Masters series. So it's a double album set, I think, isn't it? Yeah, it is. A great compilation of Eddie Cochran. Love that. And then my last one that I pulled, I've got two copies. The one of of the Animals' greatest hits. The thing is, this one you don't want. This one, you want this one. Not the one with this on the back. You want the one with the Rainbow MGM label that has...
Oh, shit. Which one do I have?
This on the back. Because this one is hard to find in good condition because everybody played the hell out of it. The reason you want this one is that the original master tapes were destroyed for some of the songs. So on the later one, they had to use remixes. So, and they're just not as good as, especially when we're talking, and it's a different order too. I mean, the songs are even different.
I have the remix one.
Like this one opens with "It's My Life," then "Gonna Send You Back to Walker," "Bringing It On Home to Me," "Mad," then "House of the Rising Sun." Side one on this record is "House of the Rising Sun," "I'm Crying," "Baby Let Me Take You Home," "Around and Around." What the fuck is that? "Talking About You," "Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood," "Boom Boom," and "Dimples." I mean, this one.
I think that's the one I have.
You don't want that one. You want this one.
Too late.
With this cover or back cover. They're both gatefolds. And those are. I mean, I have others, but those are the ones to me, they really do fulfill my need. My itch is scratched. I don't need to get anything else by them.
Wow. I only pulled 4 records. I'm not a big compilation.
I still want to get Herman's Hermits. I want to get Herman's Hermits, a greatest hits compilation of them. I'd love to get a good compilation of Mersey Beat songs.
And a gatefold.
Ooh.
Herman on.
I
don't
know.
The MGM label you showed earlier.
I'm just always like, I like listening to the actual album, like how the artist intended it to be. Like
Right, me too.
I'm a purist that way, so I don't have a lot of like greatest hits. I probably have more than I'm admitting to, but I think, and I showed this a couple of weeks ago. I think the Buzzcocks singles going steady. I think this is all you need by this band. Great band, absolutely love them, but I think this.
Oh, well, I have that, but I also have their debut.
Yeah, the debut is great too. Yeah, I would probably do that too. But yeah, I mean, this is great. If you don't know the Buzzcocks, get this, and you might be completely satisfied.
And you might be a Homo sapien too.
You might be.
It's true. You just
this is not really a greatest hits. It's odd. Yeah, I guess it is kind of. It's a compilation. This is Japan assemblage.
I want to get some Japan, but I haven't gotten any in my collection yet.
Richard, start with this.
Right.
It's great. It's probably very easily accessible. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. It's not going to be cheap. It's going to be 30 plus. But
yeah, that's probably why I haven't picked it up. Every time I see any of their records, they are on the price.
They're like $30 to $50. Especially, and I've had this forever. But this is a nice little comp, and there's like stuff that they hadn't released on other records. Really cool. I love Japan. I absolutely love Japan. So Roger Daltrey's solo career is very spotty. It's, and I'm being kind. I mean, everyone loves Roger's voice. His vocals are great, but his solo career is, there's like one decent song from every record. And this is a really good comp. It's called Best Bits. And it's got some really good stuff on there. Really, really good stuff.
That's good to know because I that was my impression of his solo career. So
yeah. I mean, he does a few covers on here. Martyrs and Madmen, Oceans Away, Treachery is a great song. Free Me is probably, Free Me and Giving It All Away might be his most popular solo stuff. And people are probably saying, well, I've never heard those songs, but if you heard them, you'd be like, oh, I thought that was a Who song.
I probably hadn't heard any of them, so
yeah, and it's probably you thought it was a Who song.
Yeah,
it's probably.
Thank you for saying that. I had to Google it because I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Wow.
I know who the Who are. I didn't know that this person was in the Who. So
yeah, Roger Daltrey.
I guess I could have brought up. I do have a Who compilation that I feel that's all I need.
Yeah, they were the kings of compilations. They just kept coming out with same songs over and over.
Constantly. Every time you turn around there was a new Who compilation. Yep. And this is just greatest hits. There was a second greatest hits too, which you could probably also get, but Linda Ronstadt. I love me some Linda Ronstadt, but do you need her albums? You can get the two greatest hits.
I've got like 3 of her albums.
I have Heart Like a Wheel, which is great. But other than that, do you really need any of her records other than the 2 greatest hits?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah.
Okay. I do too. There's the one.
I need the greatest hits is fun.
I want to find a copy of the one that she does in Spanish. The whole record in Spanish.
Is that the Nelson Riddle? No, that's
the one after the big band ones.
Yeah, she did I don't think those are out on vinyl, are they?
I don't think they are. But she has an English version of that, right? It's just Spanish and that's it. There's no English equivalent, right?
Right. Yeah, it's all.
It's not like the Peter Gabriel thing where she took an English album and just did it in a different language.
And these are long before that. I mean, that was late 80s when that came out, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know when it was, but I do want to
get it. This greatest hits probably came out in, I don't know, probably late 70s. It's got Love is a Rose on it, which is just such a great song. But
written by Neil Young.
Yeah, written by Neil Young. Yep. And that's all I got.
I mean, I keep looking and I'm like, well, I can't do that because then it doesn't have this song and you got to have this song. So I'm like Mike, I don't have a lot of comps on albums. I have some on CDs. And what I'm finding out is a lot of the people I have compilations of, I don't really care much for. That's why you just need the compilation. Like Eddie Money, who needs an Eddie Money studio album? You just need a compilation.
I mean, the album with
the hit singles.
Shaken and Think I'm in Love, that's a great record.
Oh, I'll have to check that out right after
really
Gary
is,
Newman.
yeah.
Similar to when Richard showed the.
I've got a Buddy Holly's greatest.
Yeah,
hits,
you need
that's
a Buddy Holly compilation, and nothing against Buddy Holly. He just wasn't around that long.
Yeah.
So this you just one collection. This is a double album, and this collects all kinds of demos. They stick it right in the middle, and it's got a nice book and whatever. So you really just need that. Three Dog Night, but for a different reason. I'm not saying their album tracks are horrible. I don't really know a lot about them, but everything I've heard. You want single versions. For whatever reason, their singles are different recordings than what are on the albums, and everybody's like the single versions blow away the album versions of their songs. So a good, make sure it's this one. They have their greatest hits, the kind of the yellow one, but that has album versions on it. This has singles versions, so I would recommend this one. I love their Hard Labor album. But anyway,
Why would they do that?
I don't know. I don't know.
A lot of it seems like many artists did that. Where
there were remixes and stuff like that, but these are completely different recordings. So I don't. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I've got a couple here that might upset people.
Oh dear.
First of all, I don't think Metallica's got nice album tracks. I just wanted to show this because it's so rare. But I used to host Mandatory Metallica on the radio, and I got this promo only. Metallica doesn't have a compilation that you can buy. But this CD, Mandatory Metallica, with all of their radio hits on it. 2-disc set. So that's kind of rare. But for me, all I really need from her is this. And maybe her first album.
Celebrate.
Madonna Celebration. It's got all the hits.
It's a good compilation. Yeah.
But the 2-disc one, not the 1-disc one. There's two different versions. You can get a 1-disc or a 2-disc. And then this is really all I need from these people. Mm-hmm. And maybe the Surf's Up album. I mean,
these people.
Yeah, the Beach Boys thing. Yeah.
The Endless Summer, those are both good. I have both of those, but the Endless Summer,
the Endless Summer,
not bad either.
Endless Summer I don't like because it has two weird versions. First of all, I was just saying about Three Dog Night. Help Me Rhonda is like that, where the album version is different, and the album version's on there, and it's not the hit one, and it doesn't sound as good. So I would recommend these two. Not a Beach Boys album. Really you don't need Pet Sounds at all. You just need Wouldn't It Be Nice, and maybe God Only Knows.
I think I've said it before. I kind of agree with you because I've heard so many times people, Pet Sound, greatest album ever, and I listened to it and I was like, I don't get it. But
I think it's a Jan Winter things. I have my theories on.
Not that it wasn't a horror.
The rest of them are like
it has. I wasn't made for these times. I mean, it's the best Beach Boys song of all time. It's so beautiful. I love that song.
I thought that Good Vibrations.
I also
was
think
the
record is overrated. But
and with these Beach Boys compilations, you don't have to hear Kokomo.
True. Well, the one I was talking about, Kokomo's not on it either. But...
Yeah, they don't have that on any of them.
I saw them in like 2000 something. Obviously, most of them were dead. I think John Stamos was playing drums, but
yeah.
My friend Kim is just so in love with the Beach Boys, and so they were playing, and I was like, well, let's go. And we were like, but it made her very, 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 very happy. So
I saw them on that Kokomo tour when that song was like number one, and and it's fine. It's the Beach Boys. It was like going to a fucking who's the Hamburger in Paradise guy, cheeseburger.
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy.
See, a lot of people would think that you just need a Jimmy Buffett compilation, but he's got some decent album tracks too. His earlier albums.
I would have grabbed it. I should have thought about his. Because I love me some Why Don't We Get Drunk and Screw It. That is my jam. That is my
I like some of his early album tracks, like this Hotel Room and things like that. And the one about the ballroom.
Well, if I'm someplace and Jimmy Buffett comes on, I'm not going to tell him to turn it off. But I'm never going to tell him to turn it on.
Yeah, I'm not either. Yeah, I agree.
I'm not saying this is all you need from this guy, but What a legendary compilation. This is probably one of the greatest compilations ever.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a reason it's called Legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
have it
definitely
on
not,
CD.
that's definitely not on.
I definitely want to get it
No.
on vinyl.
So yeah, that's all you need is those greatest hits, everybody. I don't know why we just did that segment. We showed a lot of bad records.
Yeah.
Let's take the worst artists that you just don't even bother with their albums and make a segment out of it. Whose idea was that? All right, now it's time to move on to what record would you pull? And I believe it is, who's got this? Richard's turn to come up with the scenario.
Yes. So, you've either had just a really bad day at work, or you just had a really shitty situation happen that you had to deal with, maybe somebody, in a store or someplace or whatever, and you need an attitude adjustment. You come home, you want to listen to something that's going to purge you of these negative feelings that you have. What's the album that you reach for?
I know what's gonna purge my. Hold on, I'll be back.
So you're not wanting to get an album, an angry album to like vent. You're wanting something nice and
some people do that. Some people will.
Yeah.
That's how they vent. They get an angry album, and that's how it makes them feel better and purge them. So whatever. What do you go to when you've got tons of negative feelings and you want to get rid of them? It's a great one to put me in just a excellent mood. It's so upbeat. I love every song on it. It's also one of the first records I pull every spring for that first really wonderful spring day. The sun is out, the snow is gone, the trees are starting to bud. And that's the English Beat Special Beat Service. This is such a happy, buoyant, everything. It's one of these albums that I can just about sing along with every song on there. Of course, the closer, Eki 1 2 3, is the epitome. It's got that great line. It doesn't have to be a nice day, just the only one you got, and it's coming, ready or not. That is such a great mantra, to keep in mind. Definitely love this album, Special Beat Service.
Oh, well, I went because we're compilations and everything. So this pop, I have these fabulous 80s pops annuals, and they're like, these are really interesting though, because they have shit that you wouldn't think would be on like 80s compilations. Like, I mean, you've got Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Spin Me Round Like a Record, but then you've got freaking Hazy Fantasy, John Wayne is Big Leggy. Like, that's not on compilations.
Are those American, or is that from another country?
They're from Demon Record. Oh, these are UK apparently.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's why they're so good.
Wonder. This one's also got Hazy Fantasy, Shiny, Shiny, Shiny right down behind me. Oh, I love that. Boy meets Buck Fizz. My camera never no, this will keep me from being really mad at somebody. And this one's even got Dolly on it. And I mean, it's 9 to 5, but whatever. You got Frankie.
Wrong with that.
Paul Young, Love of the Common People, Haircut 100, yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, you're happy. You're thinking of these. You're happy, right? No more angry person from being an asshole at work. Fuck you. Fuck your cigarette. And let's listen to the 80s pop annuals, okay? They're fabulous. You're welcome.
Well, what in your scenario, you're the asshole that makes you in a bad mood?
I am always the asshole that makes me in a bad mood, so go ahead.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's interesting that we all took, so far, we've all taken I need music to uplift me. We'll see what Robert does. But no. I know, we all saw that coming. It's just an album that absolutely makes me happy. It's just such a wonderful, soft, uplifting sound to this, and it's the Grateful Dead's American Beauty. I love this record, and it's so uplifting, and it's not my favorite of the two. I like Working Man's Dead better, but if I'm in a bad mood, 100% Grateful Dead,
Ripple.
American Beauty, Ripple. Oh God, I mean Sugar Magnolia. I mean it's absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it everything on here. Till the Morning Comes, Box of Rain. I mean, it's such a great record, and I treasure this record.
Oh,
If I
Truckin's
knew
on
the
here,
way,
too, yeah.
I would take you home.
It's the
Friend of
only
the Devil's on
that
here,
I
right?
own.
Friend of the Devil.
These are all,
it's great. Yeah, it's a perfect record. It's absolutely perfect. I would give that 5 rainbows.
It's the only Grateful Dead I own.
How did you get that?
Some fabulous human being sent it to me around my birthday.
Wait, what? Oh, I didn't know.
I think you might be the fabulous human being that sent that to me.
I didn't know it was your birthday.
Yeah, it was right around it. Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
I think
Working
I
Man's Dead.
got it on my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's a nice pressing of it too. It sounds really, really good.
yeah, no.
So if I've been around a bunch of assholes that have
Yeah.
driven me to the edge, and I come home and put on a bunch of Sunshine Happy Day bullshit, that's just going to push me right over. I cannot handle that.
Jesus.
I chose, I would rather hear something to sort of that's relating to my experience, and just to say fuck you, and the king of fuck you is Bob Dylan in this era. And this has so many great fuck yous on it. Fuck you, I'm not going to work at Maggie's Farm anymore. Fuck your, fuck you to the whole family individually, Goes to fuck you, sister, fuck you, brother, fuck the father, fuck the mother. She says she's this age, she says she's 58, she says 60, whatever that is. She's 64, but she says she's 58. On the road again. What the hell is going on around me? This is happening, and why don't we just move? That's on the road again. It's all right, Ma. I'm only bleeding.
I woke up
cool.
in the morning. There's frogs inside my socks.
Right, yeah.
It is definitely his biggest fuck you album.
It's all right, Mom. Only
No
bleeding with the whole thing about the guy that just wants to bring you down because he can't get up. He just wants to bring you down where he is. Subterranean Homesick Blues kicks the whole thing off with just like, what in the hell is going on? Just this array of confusion, and then it ends with "It's all over now, baby blue," a very condescending.
That is my favorite Dylan album.
This is my favorite Bob Dylan album too, and that's the reason is because I am not a fan of his lovey-dovey troubadour. Come lay on my big brass bed. I'm not into that at all. That whole era with the John Wesley Harding and the Nashville Skyline. I'm going to be a cowboy. This doesn't have the one of what the. I wish if this had the Pillbox Hat song on it, it would be even better. But that's on Blonde on Blonde's great too. But this would be the one I would come home and listen to.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite Dylan too. Either that or
Bringing It All Back Home from Bob Dylan. So there you have it. Yeah, I can't handle, if somebody's, it's going to be a sunshine day, just everybody, or hold on for one more day. I would not be able to handle that.
Oh, I need to hold on for one more day.
Oh, my God, no.
I
think I've said it before. That's like one of those hang in there cat posters turned into a music.
Beautiful hang in there cat poster coming to life in the song.
Can't do that.
I love the Highway 61 too because of the two closing songs, Gates of Eden and It's All Right, Ma.
It's All Right, Ma.
That's on here.
Oh, what's the one with Gates of Eden? What's the one after that?
Yeah, this has Gates of Eden as well.
Oh, then that's the one I'm thinking of. All right.
Yeah. You love it. That's the one. It's my favorite too.
I think Outlaw Blues is on there. I think that's maybe the closing. It has what's that? You don't know what's going on, do you, Mr. Jones?
Yeah,
what's that called?
Ballad of
a Thin Man. Yeah, that's on the.
It's a great song.
That's more of a fun album, I think. Not so much of a
definitely
screw you people.
We had 3 albums in a row. That one and
Yep.
Highway 61, and Another Side of Bob Dylan. I like that one as well.
I like the three that's after that. I like the Bringing It All Back Home, High 161, and Blonde on Blonde are my three favorite Bob Dylan albums, and they're right in a row.
Yeah, me too,
know?
man.
So
Blonde on Blonde is so damn good.
Yeah.
It really is.
Like a Rolling Stone is just, oh my God. And if you hear that at the wrong time and you're the one who used to be, like once upon a time you were on the radio and everybody loved you, now things have changed, that is not a good song to listen to. It's like, damn, the fuck you is on me now, isn't it? I'm going to find another song to listen to now. Thanks, Bob. Wow, you didn't have to punch me right in the face. Nobody does that like him. I mean, nobody.
Did you ever see that interview with Bill Bradley on 60 Minutes with Bob Dylan?
No.
And he asked him, Bradley asked him the question about those records and the songs and the lyrics, just how amazing they are. And he asked Dylan, how did you come up with these lyrics? And he goes, I don't know. I mean, it happened, and I don't think I'll ever be able to do it again.
Yeah.
Because it's really those records, it's lyrics, and the funny ones too, like The Dream, where he's, he was on the boat and he gets thrown in jail.
They start laughing. They got to start the song over again.
I think that's the way all the geniuses do it. I mean, McCartney says he woke up one morning and he wrote Yesterday, and he swear he stole that song from somebody.
Well, if it's your job to be creative. Like it was mine for a while. I'm not comparing myself to Bob Dylan or Paul McCartney, but then again, of course I am. That's kind of what happens, ideas just come out of nowhere, and you have to get them right there, or you're gonna forget it or whatever. It's not even really easy to credit yourself with some stuff when it's just like, where did that even come from?
Right. That's got to be incredible. I wouldn't know. And we're done.
Yeah. When I start comparing myself to Bob Dylan and Paul McCartney, it's time to wrap things up. And thank you so much for watching.
Who does what next time?
You don't know what we're listening to next week.
Oh, that's right.
So who picks the next one?
Week?
I picked the next one, and I'm gonna go with the hat.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I'll pick something next time. I just because I have like 40 that I want to pick, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let the gang that watched our live thing. So.
And it's your pick, so you don't have to pick the first one. You can put it, if you don't like it.
It was Dusty Spins, The Cure, 17 Seconds. It kind of seems appropriate.
Does it?
Of me. I'm kind of obsessed with them. So, and if I picked a Cure album for us to review, this is the one I would pick. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go, then.
It's the only one of the early ones that I don't have.
I don't have it either.
Yeah, it's my favorite of theirs. Yeah.
I think I literally have every one up until like 90, except for that one.
Oh,
that'll be interesting. I'm not that familiar with it.
Up until Disintegration.
Perfect.
Yeah, Disintegration is the most recent Cure album I have.
There's not much after that except maybe Wish.
There's one.
I just said Wish. What?
Wish is the one with like Friday I'm in Love, right?
Yeah, if you take Friday I'm in Love off of it, what are you, 413 Dream?
You've got High then too.
Robert Light.
High's
not a bad song, but there are some really good tracks on that, like Trust, and there's some really good records. There's some really good tracks on that record.
Pornography is the last one I have.
Well, I have them all.
I think
She already knew that. So, all right, we're doing 17 Seconds next week.
Oh.
All right, well that wraps it up. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment any great. Is there anybody like a Bob Dylan that just does great "fuck you" lyrics? That would be a good comment. And so join us next time. We'll review The Cure's 17 Seconds. We'll have another scenario for you and all kinds of fun and frivolity. Once again, we are the Vinyl Community Guncles. Please consider liking the video. Don't forget to subscribe. We may be going live again very soon, so you don't want to miss that. So a good way not to is to subscribe and look for the polls that come up on the community tab. We've been doing some of those. Those have been fun. We never even gave the answer. I need to give the answer for those polls on there, I guess. Which, by the way, was the Craig and Dolly Parton thing.
I didn't know the answer.
And you were there.
And yeah.
Yeah, it was something to do with.
I think I got it right.
I can't do something with Dolly. No,
you can't listen to Dolly Parton in the car. Was the correct answer?
Yeah.
That was false.
We all know I can listen to Dolly in the car. I can listen to her in the bathroom.
And I threw everybody off with the liking the jazzier version of The Cure's Close to Me. Anyway, I'm Robert Fitton, along with
Richard at Calvin Wazoo.
Craig's Vinyl Plethora.
Mike at Hubtunes.
Thank you so much again for watching. We will see you again next time.